Ginetiitan. Smash.
Nah, some OG shit. Some OG shit. Wait, I saw you MCing on that mic over there.
I was saying that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spaghetti. It's cool. I rock
Who's
it.
the black sheep? The real
Are
black
you
sheep?
recording? You good?
It's recording now.
All right, clap it in.
Hey, so welcome to another episode brought to you by us or to whoever. I'm Pippo, and that's pronounced with a double E, not an I.
Pippo.
Pippo.
I am Pippo.
I know. Pippo Longstocking.
But it's spelled with an I.
This is the
It's
Revac.
weird.
I'm out. We out here kicking it. What's up?
Yes. Deeks. Dollar
Today,
sign. Dollar sign. Deeks
another
with a
guest.
dollar sign.
Do I go for me now?
Go for you.
Oh,
Hold
it's
on, bro.
Concept. Paul G. I don't know.
Paul G, Koncept, super buck. No,
Super
special
buck.
guest,
Yeah,
Paul
yeah,
G,
yeah.
aka Koncept
What's up?
of the Good Fellas, another dance crew out here in Sacramento.
Boom.
Mafia, shout out to all you guys.
Mafia fellas.
What's good?
What's up?
What's good?
What's good?
Yeah,
Hey,
go.
make sure you talk in the mic.
What's up? How you guys
Yeah, so
doing?
you can hear it.
Sorry.
We're
Not used to
chilling.
this.
I know. So if you're moving around, just make sure you just like it kind of follows your mouth.
I'm just gonna stay right here.
I mean, you can, but if you want to feel comfortable, like the arm moves a little bit to your liking. If you want to
I'm
chill
about to lean back a little
yeah.
bit.
If you just want to chill, it's all good. So anywho,
Let's go.
we got Paul G in the house. Everybody, Paul, how do
go.
you pronounce your last name, man? I used to always pronounce it like Gunakaditan. Like what is that? Like? What's good? I know there's
Hella
like
letters.
less letters, but I mean,
It's just Guintu.
it's Gintu.
Gintu. Yeah, the U fucks everybody up. Like it's
So Gintu.
Yeah, it's just Gintu.
Gintu, like Gintu with a T.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
I-
Gintu. Paul Gintu.
Yes.
Did you got a sister, right?
Yes. Mary Jo. MJ.
Yeah. Okay. I used to hang out with his sister a long ass time ago.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
back
is
in-
this a
CJ.
don't get fired moment?
See it. No.
Are we editing this?
No. No, we were all in the cars. We were all in the cars.
Oh, yeah.
I used to
Oh,
hang
that
with
car
his
life.
sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The car life. That's hella funny. That's
MJ.
hella funny.
I have an older sister, Melissa. I don't know if you know Melissa. Well, it's just
Maybe.
Mary Jo's sister.
Maybe.
She has a kid now. Mary Jo.
Word. Is she still mobbing that Beamer around?
No. She got a Corolla.
Last time I seen her.
She got an adult car. Yeah, she's part of the real world.
No, last time I seen her was at like Carl's Jr. off El Grove Boulevard.
Oh, jeez.
She hooked me up with hella food.
She worked there.
She was like, yo. She looked at me. She's like, Peepo. And I was like, what's up? She's like, oh, man, I'm sorry to hear about CJ. Here's hella chicken tenders and
what you
2
do.
Western bacon cheeseburgers. And here's hella crisp cut fries and fried zucchini. I was
Yeah,
like,
super.
dope.
Damn.
But I'm by myself. And I'm not even high yet.
Oh man.
Call
Yeah,
Junior
that's funny.
Plug.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
jug for days.
Oh, that's
So what's
funny.
good? What's good with you? What do you got in the works right now?
Right now, I'm throwing a battle league.
Dope.
So I've been doing
Boom.
this
Go
battle
into
league.
that. So for all the people that don't know, this isn't a dance podcast necessarily, but we like to put people on in the general area. We are from Sacramento. Hashtag 916. Fuck with us. But we got Paul over here, and Paul is part of the dance community. And shed some light on this dance league that you have going on, start to finish, for anybody that don't know. Like somebody like Deeks, he's not fully familiar with it, so please explain.
All right, so Legends in the Making. I had this idea that if we can make dance battles into a spectator sport. So, like, for example, I kind of based it off football and a little bit of, like, boxing stuff. But, like how football, there's 32 teams. This league, you get 32 dancers, and they're all drafted on the first event. After they're drafted, I match them up. I do different matchups.
Brackets.
So brackets.
It's like
They'll be in the-
NCAA.
Exactly.
I like
There'll
it.
be an event every other month. Like the next one's April 23rd.
Boom. Shout out
that's
April
boom.
23rd. LITM. Come get it.
So I match them up every other month. At the end of the season, the top 16 dancers will do a championship bracket. So then they'll be the top dancer out of the whole season.
So, okay, time out. Before you even go into that, what type of dancers come to these events, or what is the type of dancing that is displayed at these, Legends in the Making events?
It's mainly hip hop. I mean, I never said,
No limit.
no limit.
Of course.
It's mainly hip hop. There's a lot of crumpers.
What are the types of style that you do see from the first couple of renditions of the actual
A lot
event?
of popping and crump.
Okay.
And hip hop.
Okay.
Those three are the main ones that
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. There's a lot of traditional poppers that join the league, and they're just like the real foundational.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah. And there's a lot of the new cats, like the new dancers that do some weird shit.
Yeah.
People nowadays do like breaking.
Yeah, what
bones.
is that? Name some of the new styles, because I've seen some of it. Like, I'm not fully familiar with it, but I mean, because you've been in the dance world, you're very active, so obviously you're fully aware of like some of the styles that are coming out. Like, what is some of those styles? Like, I've seen like the ones where they be like, like the arms be out of joint.
Yeah.
And
So from what I know, there's bone breaking, there's bruck up. Bruck up is in the East Coast. I don't know too much about it, but it's just like it's this version of it's just weird movement.
Weird popping.
It's crazy tight though. Like
yeah.
they usually look unreal. Like their backs are like twisted and stuff like
Ooh.
that. That's I don't think that's new, but it's just new to us.
It's new to us because we're on the West Coast and they're seeing some stuff
Yeah.
that you've never seen
And
before.
there's like this there's a dance style called light feet. That shit is tight.
What's
dude.
that?
I don't know too much into it, but they go crazy. Like they just move their feet super crazy fast. And,
Light feet. Where's
yeah.
that origin from? Do you know where the origin's
I
from?
don't.
Or
Sounds like something that you'd find in like the southern states.
that sounds like
Like
something.
ju- juking and that
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up that next, but light feet, like when you look it up on like on YouTube, they do like they're moving hella fast with their feet, but then they'll like tip their hat off their head and it'll land on their foot.
What?
Fucking like throw it back up and it'll land on their head. Like I don't get what they do. They got magic, but
Yeah, that sounds like a magic trick.
no, it's crazy. Like they're super good at it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's like I want to learn.
So
that
it's called
style.
Lightfoot.
Light feet.
Light
Light
feet.
feet.
That sound like an Indian chief. You know what I'm saying? Show me light chief or light feet.
Hey, it's
black
light
ass.
feet.
Yeah.
Blackfoot.
Dope. So you garner all these like different types of dancers at your events. Like, what is the process like? Like, how's the judging? Like, how does that work with different styles? Like, have you found like a medium to like judge, I guess, or how do you know who's better than who? Like, obviously it is a transitional thing. You are doing something really brand new, which is super exciting, but at the same time you are running in, I'm assuming, to different issues where, who's judging and then how do you judge?
Yeah,
You know what
well,
I'm saying?
I spent a while trying to figure out a judging system that works because
Of
a lot
course.
of the things, especially out here in
Yeah.
the dance scene, a lot of the things that people bitch about is judging.
Yeah,
oh,
of
that's your
course.
friend. You picked him. Oh,
Yeah, biases,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, all day. With judging, it'll always happen, even if
Yeah.
you have the best system.
So,
But
like, actually, what happened was we went to Vegas for Hip Hop International,
okay,
and I was kicking it with Brian Inez.
yeah, B, holla.
And I was telling you about this idea I have about this league, and we stayed up for a while thinking about this different way that you could judge a battle.
Of course.
And we came up with 5 categories. It was musicality, technique, performance, moments, and originality.
Sick.
So we say those 5 categories offers a perfect. I mean, there's never gonna be a perfect round.
Of course.
In a perfect world would be that
Yeah.
killer round. All those 5 categories. So I brought on judges that stay for the whole season.
Nice.
A couple of the events they couldn't come, so I would replace them with someone
course.
legit. But I have Mikey Disco.
Okay, shout out.
Who else? I have Phil Garvin from Kinja's.
Boom.
Dope.
Phil Garden.
Animal, Soul Shifters. Money B, he's an OG popper from San Jose.
Yeah.
And Koflo, Crazy Hauser, he's from Soul
Yeah.
Shifters too.
Yeah.
So each one judge is assigned a category.
Okay.
That way, so it's like, my thing was like, oh, people can't really bitch because it's like, they ask one judge, oh, what'd I lose? Da, 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 da. They're going to be like, well, why I picked
Yeah, because I'm
was
specifically
'cause-
here.
Exactly, why I picked
Yeah.
is because your technique was whack.
Yeah. All I was looking at was technique, nothing
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
I
So
get it.
each judge is looking at that one category.
Yeah. So not one judge is solely responsible for
No.
like the ultimate fate of like a dancer.
as a whole, the judges make that answer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not there's no room for being biased.
There isn't.
Not at all. So, excuse me. Another thing that I brought in that's brand new is that there's 3 rounds each battle. During any round, if you get all 5 categories, you automatically win.
Ooh.
So it's a knockout.
So how many events have you had, and how many times have that happened?
Oh man, it got nuts. I've had 3?
3 total.
1 draft day and 3 events. Was it 3 events?
3 total.
Yeah. So, at first it was like, okay, there was 2 knockouts.
Okay.
And it was crazy hard because one of them was a little girl, Lily
Ooh.
Star. She's tight. She's super
Sick.
tight.
Sick.
But Derek,
Yeah.
he
D-Rex?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
knocked
D-Rex.
her out.
Oh shit.
And there was all this, crazy stuff going on about,
She was
the
only a little
music.
girl.
Yeah, the music.
That kinda
she
shit.
wasn't old enough to even know Missy Elliott, stuff like that. And I mean, I can't really say nothing. I'm like, you know what? I have rule books that I passed out.
Yeah.
She got
It's like you
5
don't do so
categories
much.
against her.
Yeah.
Sorry. So there was one, and then there was another one. Janae, she got TKO'd. But then the one that got crazy was just a recent one. So the rule is in any round you get 5 categories, you win. So for example, if we battle and you win the first 2 in any jam, oh shit, you won 2 out of 3.
Yeah, you're pretty much in the
But
the
you
hole.
still get that 3rd round because in the off chance that I get 5 on that 3rd round,
Yeah.
I knock them out.
You hit gold and then you're on.
So I was talking about boxing 12th round. No matter if
course.
you lose all 12
Yeah.
rounds,
You make it to the
you get knocked
high
out.
stakes. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So last one, Tariq and Refresh. These 2 guys are pretty dope. Refresh won both rounds. Last round, he kind of eased up a little bit. I don't know if he did or got tired. I don't know.
Or he felt like the advantage.
He felt like he got it already.
Of course. Yeah.
But Tariq came out and got off. Went crazy. All the judges picked him, and
It was over.
super upset. Dude was pissed. Like,
Do you think
yeah.
people are accepting of that dynamic in the battle? Because that is something like relatively new. I mean, something that if you ever seen like head-to-head like dancing style competitions, I've never heard of something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool because it always leaves it to like the fighter's chance. Or there's
Yeah,
always that
exactly.
possibility.
And don't let up.
Yeah, don't let up.
You got to be consistent.
Yeah,
course.
you got to. I mean, that's how I used to go into battles. Is I'm not going to ease up on the first, second, 3rd round.
Yeah.
Why? When I'm just trying to kill this fool off, like
Overkill
ASAP.
is always better.
Yeah.
You just gotta,
Yeah.
smoke this fool.
Which kind of sucks because when you do get into the style of like, battle dancing, however you want to tear it up, but then you start to have strategies and people are like, okay, I'm going to formulate this and do this.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a safe, play. But at the same time, you're like, the whole point of it is to roast.
Yeah.
And you should be able to have enough technique and enough know-all to just go out there and like, kill.
Yeah, and in my head, it's like, you give them 3 of your best, they give you 3 of your best.
Yeah.
The winner wins. Like,
Winner
there's
wins.
no-
You go on to the next and you figure it out after
Exactly.
that.
There's
Yeah.
no like, okay, I'm gonna play easy this quarter because we know the second quarter we're about.
Of
to-
course. Yeah.
You
That's
know
like
what
the
I'm
worst
saying?
thing to do.
So with that, going with your question, it's like I wasn't really too worried about how people would take it.
Of course.
I got the kind of like idea from when I was a crumper.
Mhm.
I'm still a crumper, but I just haven't crumped as much.
Of course. Yeah.
They have this thing called run rounding, and all that is when the crowd thinks you. Oh shit!
The fuck?
all it is when the crowd thinks you lost, they all rush in the middle and.
Yeah, they
hella
do that
embarrassed.
blow up shit. Like,
It's embarrassing
It
and
looks
shit.
crazy. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
I've
just
seen
like,
that shit. Yeah.
okay, let's take that, but let's give it something where we could be like, okay, here's proof. You
Yeah.
just got knocked out.
Why and how? We
This
have
is how.
actual
If you can't
system.
have all 5 any of the 5 categories in one round, we don't want to see you go again. You need
Yeah.
to go home and practice. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, so I mean, but lately the way people are taking it is it's kind of turning into like a WWF show.
Nice.
Like they're like, dude.
But that's what people look for. I mean, for the average spectator, like you said, like you do want to look for these moments that are isolated where if you had to give me a reel of what you do or like a demo reel, I want to see it in a minute. And what I want to see in a minute is like the best shit.
Yeah.
If you have a set of rules or a way of doing it to where you're looking for the golden moment, like here they are. Like I formatted this system for you to see the gold moments.
Yeah,
That's dope.
And the upsets, like the last upset that I was just talking about, it went crazy. Like they were posting afterwards, like the reactions
That's
on
dope.
the event page, and it was just like it was hot. Like
Yeah.
it was just different emotions everywhere.
Sick.
And it's cool because I told my league dancers before then, I was like, hey, it'd be cool as hell. They're like, what? And I was just post a video of yourself just talking shit.
Yeah.
And it's not like, don't be like, oh, your mama. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nothing personal,
Be
but just
like-
more for the spirit of
and just
competition.
like,
like WWF, like
exactly.
yo, or
They'll-
WWE. Yeah,
They'll be on the TV screen like,
yeah,
oh,
for promo shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Banana cream pie. I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know what they say.
banana cream pie though.
But yeah, I told him, I said, hey, you know what?
Yeah, you got to
Talk
promote
shit.
this.
And then
Yeah,
you just see, there was the nicest people would be on video like, oh, what? I'm battling you. Like Betty, she was like, oh, well, I'm going to rip you. Da, da, da. But then there was like a joke at the end of the day. She was like, oh, it's not a cooking contest or something like that. I don't
yeah.
know.
But you kind of format to the personality. But I think
Yeah.
encouraging the spirit of competition and kind of like building it up. I think that is something that's lacking. I think you taking a risk on doing a show like this or doing a league like this and having people kind of, the spirit of competition should be alive and you should play up to it.
Yeah.
Like, we're all homies and everything. Don't get me wrong, but in the spirit of competition, like, yo, I'm ready to like roast you.
Exactly.
Like, yo, like
It's
you're
like Kendrick
garbage.
said.
Yeah,
I mean, in my own squad, I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm going to let anybody else
that's good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
smoke me. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So on that note, like, so your squad, like, give us some insight. You rock with
The Goodfellas,
Goodfellas, and when was that established?
2011,
And
end of 2011.
what are you guys about? Like, what's your thing? Like, give us some insight. Who are the main players? The purpose? Where you guys are at? Where you guys are going? Where you guys from? Like,
Yeah, so there was like a big, sort of drama that happened in 2011. Turned out to me and this guy named Gutta.
Uh-huh.
He was we were in the same squad. Just some misunderstandings happened, and we ended up not being on the same squad. So, the same day we were kind of like, hey, I kind of came up to him and was like, what movie I was watching today? To get a little light in the day. I was like, oh, The Goodfellas. And this fool was just like, oh shit.
so what squad were you guys dancing with prior to this
It was
conversation?
the Academy of Thugs.
Oh, okay, Academy of
Yeah, it was
Thugs.
under
Okay,
Brandon Gray House.
Brandon Gray House. Okay,
Just a lot of stuff that
yeah, politics. normal stuff.
yeah, some shit
I
that
get it.
we don't. Nobody at the end of the day knows what really happened. It's
No
kinda
one ever
like,
does. Yeah.
You know
Water
what I'm
under the
saying?
bridge type.
Water on
Yeah,
the bridge. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It was crazy time. We're young. Like, we're just trying to figure it out. I get it. Yeah.
So I told him, hey, Goodfellas, oh tight, and we already planned to go to Seattle that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of one crew repping, we went to Seattle, started this whole new squad, the Goodfellas, and we went to different dance studios, and that's where it started. The main people that started it, is that my phone? You want to put it, swipe? Oh wait, you know what? I got this new watch. Hold on, real quick.
Oh, they try to bring it up. Technology.
Muted.
Dang. Technology Paul over here.
Watch this though.
That's my wrist. So yeah, it's me, Gutta, Josh Williams, which he's doing crazy good in LA right now
Okay.
as a choreographer and
Nice.
dancer. Xavier Berkeley, which he's in the cast of Jabba now.
Okay.
Kayla was in it, my girlfriend. Who else? I think that was pretty much the main that in the beginning.
So it wasn't no like audition piece. It was more like I'm just gonna rock with the people that I've already been rocking
Yeah,
with.
no,
Okay.
we
like assembled group of like assassins type of
yeah,
thing. Okay.
no, exactly. We never believed in auditions. We had some recently because we had up and downs with the squad. Because I mean, keep it real, the squad that we started with all did something great.
Of course.
So I mean, I can't really get mad that.
Talent leaves.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all started doing their
Got
own
to grow.
stuff.
I
you
get
know what
it,
mean?
yeah.
Even the youngest is with Jabba,
There you go.
performing on the show.
Yeah, it's hard to pass that up.
But we never believed in auditions. It was kind of like we know the dope ones.
Of course.
Like we're homies with
And we'll
them.
seek
Yeah.
them. We'll find them. We'll put them
A
on.
lot of them were on the squad we were on before. We never reached out to them because we don't want to like
Yeah.
step on
Trouble.
toes.
Of course.
But eventually, a lot of them hit us up and was like, "Yo,
Looking for the
Let
opportunity.
me get down.
Looking for the
let me
new.
get down." You know what I mean? But we kind of just was just like, "Yo, you kick it with us. You're a dope dancer. Let's make something."
Let's do
you know what I
magic.
mean? And we kind of came out with some new shit. Like a lot of the choreography teams now, it's just giant classes on stage.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Let's bring that up because I know you're notorious for it. Like I said, like I'm not necessarily in the dance scene, but
Yeah.
like I said in the other pod, like with Rich, I
Yeah.
was like, I keep my eye to to the tube, and I keep my ears like in tune. But I remember when you guys first hop on the scene, like you guys weren't necessarily controversial, but you guys definitely took a different approach.
Yeah,
and,
we threw a fake dead body off stage.
Yeah, oh, I didn't even see that. Damn, that's some good fella shit.
We got
there.
some shit for that.
Hey, but like
we used to do gunshots. Like someone always got shot.
Yeah, that was our thing back in the days.
yeah, we had that. Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, like you guys hit the scene. Like, what was your take at the time, like of the scene? Because like I've only heard it through other avenues of your view, but I never heard it from you personally. So at that time when Goodfellas was coming up, and what was your view of like the dance world at the time, or what was your intention with Goodfellas going into the whatever circuit or whatever you want to call it? Like, what was your thing?
I mean, in all honesty, we all were dope freestylers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not even dope like skill wise, just like how in tune we were with how we did it. Like,
Just wanted to do it.
yeah,
which is rare.
We just
at that time.
wanted to freestyle. We had this idea. I was talking to Dietrich. He was like, "Yo, what if you did something and instead of everyone doing the same thing,
Do something different.
everyone is doing something different but looks the same on stage?"
Yeah.
And he was like, you have arms, legs, and a head. They're all different, but it's on the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So act as one, basically. And we were kind of like trying to go for one person's freestyle and interpret it to a whole group on stage.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily everyone doing the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one arm's here, one arm's here. It makes one line.
I
You see
get
what
it.
I'm saying?
So more individuality placed in a group setting.
So we kind of came in the scene with a character mentality. Like, we didn't give a fuck.
You guys definitely came in different. I mean, numbers wise, looks wise, you guys
Yeah.
definitely came in different from what I've seen, especially like early on. I remember watching some of the videos and just kind of seeing the difference, which I think you guys did do something that was against the norm, just based on the idea. Like you guys had less numbers,
Yeah.
like just that alone. But like, what was your take mentally? Like, what was your take on groups at that time? Keep it real.
I mean, now
Get fired.
to this day, still,
Yeah, what is it? What
Every
is it?
group looks like a college group.
it looks like a.
Shots fired.
To me, honestly, it's cheerleader shit.
Close.
And it damn near is. If you watch cheer competitions, which I don't know how I happen to get on that,
Yeah, I watched that shit too.
but you watch cheer
close.
competitions.
Well,
it's
yeah, we had this
line, flip, whatever, whoop de woo.
You do have a
that makes you
very-
quote unquote cry. Like,
yeah.
the fuck, dude. Like, to me, if you could reach out and make somebody cry over a piece,
Yeah.
it's not because you have a sad face on. It's because your piece impacted them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have a sad piece, but it's like you could spot that. Just because you have like a this face don't mean it's like
It's
sad
rough
and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, so what I thought about it, I was like, we're outnumbered, first of all. So I mean, you
Yeah.
can't really just be like, yo, fuck y'all,
Yeah.
because you want to still dance places. You
Well,
know
of
what
course,
I mean?
yeah. You're not trying to like put yourself in a
You
pigeonhole,
can't-
but
yeah,
you still want to be
gotta
part of the
politic a
community.
little bit. But what we thought about it was just like, dude, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because we're being judged in a standard that judges that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the first couple competitions we came on, everyone was just like, okay, I don't even know how to judge this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we would read scorecards and it would just be like
Hello.
the most ridiculous things. Like, oh, there's a lot of walking in transitions.
Yeah.
With the
Transitions
pieces,
were not clean.
but it's like our walking between transitions was a part of the storyline.
Was the transition
You see what
that
I'm
we
saying?
intended to.
So, I mean, a lot of people want this certain thing, but don't give us the freedom of dance.
Yeah.
You kind of restrict you in this little box where like you got to hit these lines, you got to have these transitions with your
Yeah.
blow ups. It kind of became a regimented thing.
Yeah, and to me, it's real cheerleader. Like, I never liked it. I respect it. I mean, I respect the people doing it.
Of course.
And, there was a whole battle in my life between, like, choreo heads, freestylers,
It's always been like that.
Who is that? Who is that? And then I'm
Yeah.
just like, some people legitimately like to go to practice and just do choreo all day.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you have
it's
fun
something.
doing the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
shit for an hour,
Yeah.
good for you.
That's all
you know
you,
what I mean?
yeah.
But see, you can't. It's hard when you try to be like, oh yeah, you doing this for an hour. Let me show you what I do for an hour, and it's a billion different things in one night.
Yeah.
Like, we need to cross that bridge to where it's like, freestylers are now on their way to be like, I want to try choreography out.
Yeah.
Because freestylers are bored.
Of course.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but
there is that where you're like, you freestyle and you start to go into the abyss where, damn, we're just freestyling so far to the point where, okay, we're so far apart, and it's like,
Yeah.
where is the
Yeah.
the continuity. Whereas the
It's kind of like the
thing.
feeling of like when you connect with somebody freestyling and you session with them, it's a different connection. You kind of just, it's more of a sharing thing where it's like you show me what you do, I show you what I do. We have a little conversation, little exchange. The reason why a lot of freestylers would like to do choreo is because you feel in sync with the person instead of
instead of feeling the vibe, you're actually seeing it.
Exactly.
And when it's tangible like that, it's like, oh, that's really
you're
cool.
You're a part of something now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And you feel a part of something during freestyles, but there's always that feeling when you're on stage with your team doing the stuff that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to do that shit.
So I mean,
it's a balance.
It's crazy. It's crazy, especially going back to like the whole cheerleader thing.
Yeah.
Right now, when I go, I can't even go to dance shows right now. Like I go to a dance show and I'm like, and to keep it real, not to hate, like not to sound like a big ass douche, but to me it kind of sickens me because the only things that have been getting the loudest cheers nowadays is like the gay stuff.
Douche.
Yeah. And like it's tight. Like whacking is tight.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
is
that's
dope.
tight. But when it comes to a point where it's like everyone's just
everybody does it,
and then you see the guy come out and they're like, ah, and I'm like, dude, you didn't see the 3 moves before that?
Yeah, you didn't see the subtleties. But see, this is something where I think it's lost. Like my theory, like me and Pete talked about it before. Like I kind of came on the same boat. Like I was like, when I look at dance now, and I look at certain competitions, and it has become the standard is like 50 people, and you have to have some kind of blow up. But then you also have to have these segments of like, okay, this is where you do pop lock in, and here's where's the isolation, and I need to get that ripple line, and now I need to do this crazy transition with my head down still, and like there's this weird thing that groups follow. But here's the thing, though, I'll tell you this, like bringing it back to like some old school shit, like so being in Sacramento back in the days, and then say for the time that I was in the group Boogie Monsters back in the days, like we used to always see LA, San Diego, that whole thing, like they do their own thing. Like back then they were just rocking like, like them racing car shoes, and they were just doing some throwing, and it was dope because it was their thing. But what we were doing up here was like more, we looked like we were halfway asleep dancing. Like we were just trying to groove. We were just trying to kick it. And that was like our style. And I think the only difference with it now versus then is there's no shows out here. So you don't see whatever the style is out here ever on blast, especially in Sacramento. And don't get me wrong, I have love for the Bay Area and all. Yeah. But Sacramento's way more specific than the Bay Area. And I don't want people to get that twisted. I don't not necessarily hate on the Bay Area, but Sacramento has its own identity. The only problem is we don't have enough events or enough shows to showcase all the types of different dancers we have, the type of the diversity we have here. Because it is way different than LA and even the Bay, but we don't know that, because for any group of Sacramento to make a name for themselves, they have to do it somewhere outside of Sac. Yeah. So every group's going to be like, man, I'm repping Sac, like we killing Sac. But it's like,
and it's crazy,
there's no shows here.
Too. LA cats and Bay cats won't ever know the Sac identity because people trying to do the shit out here will copy the Bay or in LA.
And that's what happens. It's like there's a loss of identity or something like that where people forget, like Sacramento does have a rich tradition in just dancing, battle dancing. Like I'll take this back to like, like your pops and shit like that, like old school rock steady, Wave Masters, I think was the name. Master Wavers. Wow. You got Super Mech Chaos going to Kaboom Squad, even rocked out Tricky Tribe, Stripe Hype, Absolute Madness. We're taking it like back. Like, okay, so there is a rich history here, but for some reason there was a drop off in just community and showcases. Yeah.
There's a core group of people that can showcase that, and I think there's only I'd say like probably 2 handfuls of people that will actually still flaunt that heritage that we have out here.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, is it dying? Is it fleeting? Or with something like what Paul's doing, and maybe there is a new wave where maybe there's going to be more people stepping up to the plate to kind of maybe produce opportunities for the other dancers out there. I'm pretty sure you've seen a million dancers where you're like, damn, where did this fool come from? Yeah. Like, what area, what hood you from? Like, that's crazy. And they're like, oh, I'm from Natomas, or I'm from Oak Grove. Like, what? And you're like, okay, so there is something brewing out there. I think it's just, it comes with opportunity. But I think Sacramento has always been there, and it's always been the minority. But maybe it's turning. Like with something that you're doing, I think is very commendable, because you, along with I think Derek, throws public display.
Brian
And-
Dang, he throws Nightwalkers.
Yeah, Brian Dang with Nightwalkers now, and I was able to catch a couple sessions off of that, which I think is totally amazing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I see things kind of happening on the horizon, so I'm
No,
really
yeah,
excited for you guys.
It's looking good right now. Like, I was just talking to her today about this, and we were kind of talking about the sax scene to what it's becoming, and
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking about how, like, my generation, which is like you would say Rich,
Yeah.
JD, and all them, Marcus. I guess the way I kind of put it was, we kind of sacrificed our generation to restart the next.
I can see that.
To realize, to where it's like, you know how like generations have their OGs.
Yeah.
We don't really have that many teachers. You know what I mean? My teachers were Brandon, Joe, and you know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
else? You know what I'm saying?
You're the OG now.
Yeah, you kind of had to.
You know what I'm saying?
The cycle had to be turned, and then now
Yeah,
you and like
exactly.
Rich are those guys now.
Exactly. And I mean, even now, I'm trying to search back even farther in SAC, you know, about the OGs, because I just heard recently that there was strutters in Oak Park
yeah.
strutters.
Yeah. Yep.
There was poppers out here.
my dad's old crew, Master Wavers. Before they were popping, there it was waving and strutting and all that shit. But yeah, him and his whole crew from Hiram Johnson.
Yeah.
Like there was Sac City Rocksteady was the first b-boy crew out here,
Wow.
and then Master Wavers, and then
And they had like
the
Elder
generation
Creek
like
poppers or something,
yeah,
right?
the generation after them was like the Oak Park Cats,
Ah.
and then it just
See, that's the shit that I want to know.
But see,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of lost in history. So it's one of those things where it can be a project undertaking. I mean, I've dabbled in the idea of maybe trying to do something like that because I know Bay Cats have done it already, where they had a whole bunch of different generations of dancers come together and just kind of trace the lineage back.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, man, Sacramento could hella do that.
Yeah.
Tenfold, and even going forward, we could do that. So
And nobody knows that. Like,
Yeah.
I've been
That's the
dancing for
problem.
10 years.
yeah,
And just recently, I'm like, yo, there was strutters in Oak Park.
yeah.
Seriously, like, let's
Yeah.
go. You know what
No,
I'm
I
saying?
know, but that's the thing. It's like I think it's lost in history because it is prior to the social media age, and when people were recording with like video cams, like full length, like you put actual VCR tape in there, like that kind of shit. And You're
Yeah.
not finding that, so I'm only left with the knowledge that was passed down, like say from my brother and his generations, and then hearing it from like my uncles in the Bay Area when they used to come down to Sac and be like, "Oh yeah, we used to get down over there." Like Sac and the Bay were really like, this is where you go for the epicenter of dance.
yeah.
And when that kind of dancing kind of permeated over here, it's kind of that's when it developed. So it is rich in history. So when I see the new generation, for me as a spectator, I'm like, they have no idea. But it's cool because it is in the blood in a weird way. Like it's here, like the energy here, the way that it can develop can happen overnight and quickly.
Yeah.
Like trust me, I was a part of the revolution when Boogie Monster was on its rise. Like I was there, and before that, there wasn't really anything happening per se in Sacramento. It just all of a sudden it became okay. Here's a group of other dancers
Boogie
that
was
kind
a
of
Sac crew, man. That
Yeah.
was the one.
Yeah.
Fun tip, Boogie Nights
oh yeah,
got me started dancing.
that's hella crazy.
I attended that show, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I know what the hell I'm going to do.
That's
'Cause
dope.
That is nuts.
Yeah,
And
that is crazy.
I was talking to April about that. I was like, bring that back. Like, you guys need to do like a sequel. Or,
We're senior
I know senior citizens
we're
like
senior citizens.
retirement
Old
home.
as
like-
hell, so
yeah.
It takes place in a
No,
retirement
but that's crazy.
home.
I've actually heard that from a handful of dancers. A handful
Yeah.
of dancers actually, I want to say within conversation, they were like, that's the first show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that's what got me started. And I was like, that's insane to me because
We were a part of it.
being a part of it,
Yeah.
it was kind of like how you feel now where you're kind of starting, legends in the making. It's kind of like to follow an idea or to follow just something that you felt like was real, to follow it. You're just living in it.
Yeah.
Like you're not thinking about like who's watching it.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like choreography. Let me just, we're going to kill it. And that's all you're thinking about. So to hear somebody like you say it so many years later, it's kind of like, I had no idea. But that's really cool because all that was just really just an idea.
Yeah.
And we were able to actually get it on stage. And
Yeah.
to have that effect was like to see it now, it's really cool. And I feel you. Like, it was right before the era of social media. So, to be honest, no one's ever seen that show. Because we used to pass out DVDs, but the DVDs were unburnable.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean, I know I have a copy.
I got like
you
3.
probably have a massive copy.
I got like 3 copies.
Yeah, but it's a wild thing. Like, that. Yeah, that shit was.
Because I was dancing. I mean, I was dancing, but that show kind of showed me that you could actually put something on stage. You know what I mean? Like, I dabbled in stuff. I thought I was the shit. You know what I mean? I was 14.
Well, you don't know until you see it, though.
Yeah, and then I saw it, and then I was like, dude, people be putting that stuff on stage, like, together.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, Press Play auditions came out.
And
I remember that's where I first seen you, and that's when I was like,
your skateboard.
I was like, I'm a fan of this kid, man, because he came in, and everybody, I was getting my haircut next door.
Yeah.
And then I went to Press Play auditions because it was at Elite Studio.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to see him and
the first generation
of Press Play like audition.
Gen.
And I was sitting next to Joe, and I was like, yo, that chubby kid.
Yeah, you were a big motherfucker.
Right
I was
now.
like, I remember seeing the pictures. I was like,
but the thing
who's
about
that
you
giant?
was,
like, that motherfucker, can he get down? Like, they were like, yo, that fool kills.
And then
I was like,
it wasn't even, I mean, your dancing was dope.
Yeah.
But you didn't even look like you were auditioning. You looked like you were having hella fun, which was dope. Because I know during that whole process, during auditions from experience, it's fucking nerve-wracking.
Oh, hell yeah.
And people are focused. They lose everything.
yeah, lose composure.
Yeah. And they're just like,
not have fun.
But you just had a smile on your
brand
face.
new. Like, you know what I mean? I had no idea.
Yeah.
And
then
these
watching
supposed to be doing
you-
this for real. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, you guys take this like that serious?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Watching you go from that and then your little career in Press Play. And then I ran into you again years later in Justin's garage.
oh, yeah.
And then I was like, yo, like, you've gotten hella better. And then my wife learned a piece from you.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is the same
That
kid.
was
He's
crazy.
fucking
To
like
see it happen.
The
Yeah.
transition from where you were then to now, you were hella more comfortable. You were teaching. I was like, damn, this fool's dope. And then they had that little cipher in there.
Justin's garage.
Yeah. Yeah. But ever since then, I was like, yeah, I'm a fan of this kid. I think he's gonna go somewhere.
Appreciate it.
So what's the plan? What's the plan with Goodfellas? What's the plan with LITM? What other projects you have on board? Like, the future dance in your hands? Like, what is, what's the deal? Like,
Yeah.
what do you got going on?
Goodfellas, right now, Goodfellas is a completely new squad.
Okay. Brand new.
And and it's same formula.
Yeah.
I love these dudes. You know what I mean?
Of course.
There's 2 girls too. I love them. But it's a completely brand new squad. And all it's taking right now is I'm just showing them what we did, how we did it, giving some tips on their individual dance. You know what I mean? And then we're taking this year to kind of take it easy, and we're gonna go for World of Dance LA in April.
Ooh, so
But
you're
we're
bringing
not gonna
Goodfellas
do-
out there.
Yeah, we're not gonna do the whole squad
Tickets.
though. It's gonna be just 5.
Ooh.
It's gonna be it's gonna be me, Ale,
Murderous.
Dax, Gavin.
Ooh.
And
Damn.
He's
Dax,
been
Gavin.
killers.
We need a
out there.
5th. We're gonna audition the 5th.
Damn.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go. As a
Bro,
So
manager.
we're gonna try to come back strong. Like, we've been kind of in the cuts. Like, it's been up and down because of people. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
People
That's
been
how it always
dropping,
is. Yeah.
Stuff like that. But-
Sometimes you have numbers. Sometimes you don't. You just
we had
gotta,
like 13 at one point.
Exactly.
But now it's like let's just get back to what we do.
Of course.
LITM, I'm just gonna keep it going. I have
Nice.
I have a idea for something huge beginning of next year, which
Nice.
I'll announce soon.
Sick.
As soon as I'm gonna keep these events going. Like the event I'm having in April, which I gotta announce because people don't really get it yet. But the 2-on-2s that I'm throwing, the winners of that tournament will get sent to Vegas
Ooh.
to be automatically in the top 16 at a competition called Neon.
Okay, so it's kind of like you were.
We're a qualifier.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So I'm gonna make a little video on it because
That's
Sick.
dope.
a lot of reading. Some people don't. You know what I mean? Don't
Of
read all
course.
that. So you go to Vegas because I did it. I did a qualifier in the Bay last year, and I went straight to Vegas.
Okay. This
Top
is for
16.
Neon also.
Yeah, top
Okay.
16. So this year I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah.
doing the qualifier. And if you win the competition at Neon in Vegas, you get sent to do the competition in Paris.
Oh, sick.
shit.
So I don't know if people.
So it's a freestyle battle? Like, how does this work? Oh, okay.
So
shit.
it's just a freestyle battle. Like there's.
What's up, Deeks? You trying to enter? What's good? We trying to roll the duo? What's up?
Trying to
man?
end my whole career. Or everything. You guys allow paintbrushes? Or what?
But yeah, so I gotta announce that because I don't think people get that yet. I'm just like, dude, you guys know you can. Like we're taking you to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should let people
and
know,
then you
man.
could possibly be going to Paris.
Yes.
to Paris
On a free ride.
Yeah.
and
That's dope.
But the only catch is you have to get out there and do it.
You have to get all
and be
5.
comfortable. Yeah. But you have to be comfortable
Knockout.
too, which is hard to ask of people. I mean, as a dancer, like especially in the freestyle world, you know, and I've dabbled, you know, lightly at some point in my garage and in my shower. But you know what I'm saying? Like no, but I was always an advocate for it because there is some truth to it where, okay, you have a stage, you're on by yourself or, you know, whatever. Do what you do.
Yeah.
And convince me that you're dope. Because at the end of the day, dance is really subjective, right? How do I know you're dope? Prove to me that you're dope. But if you don't feel that, like I'll see that like quick.
Yeah.
And that's what will not make me believe in the shit
Yeah.
you do. That's all what it is.
That's all it is.
So if you have the confidence and you could kill, I believe in you.
Yeah.
But the minute that you show any kind of like uncertainty or you're struggling, a lot of it is just you're not confident in what you're doing.
Yeah. No, I
and it's
believe that
hard
100%.
because, you know, there's not a lot of freestyles out there.
Yeah.
Like, you came from the choreography world. You've seen it. Like, I'm pretty sure you were probably part of a lot of those discussions when they were trying to have freestyle circles and you're just like, nobody ever wants to go out.
Yeah. No,
Like, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
they get all scared. To me, it's like there's no such thing as being whack because
There isn't.
Like you said, if you are just beastie at being
Yeah.
whack, quote unquote.
Yeah.
then
Like, how
it's
do I
gonna
know?
look
Because
bad.
I don't know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's what to
Crump
me you're
gave me.
dope. But that's that's in all things.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like even in other you know situations in any environment, you do have to show some kind of confidence. You do have to have some belief in you. I think the funny thing about dance is, especially when you're in a group, you're like, dude, we're all on the same page. Like yo, this and that, and the person doesn't want to do it. You're kind of like, if you ain't gonna do it here, it's gonna be harder to do it anywhere else. Like at least we're all trying to experience this together. We're trying to figure it out. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a rare breed,
Yeah.
and it's a rare person to want to hop into that echelon. Like, okay, I'm willing to try. But once you get in there and you're comfortable, it's a great feeling to just go out there and know you can rip.
Hell yeah.
Like, dude, I'll be out sometimes and I hear music. Like I'm confident enough to know I'll kill just because I'm like I got it still.
You
I
just
ain't gonna
feel
lie.
it.
Like I'm 100 pounds overweight, but I mean I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's why I want to reach out to like a lot of the choreo teams too, and I have reached out. It's like, to me, choreography, you can learn the same 8 counts
you can
over and over and over for like an hour, right?
ever.
Freestyle, you can create your own 8 counts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
it goes
Like,
hand in hand to me. Like
Yeah.
what creates dope freestyle is you learning choreography from other people.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Vocabulary is key.
Yeah.
Vocab, like if you're learning like routines from different eras, from different teachers, it's like you're just, you know, like I'm gonna collect these moves. Oh, I like that move.
Yeah.
At some point, it'll show up. The more you feel comfortable and your mind and body are in sync, you'll just start doing shit.
And I think that's where it kind of, at the same time, kind of fucked up. Where it's like, the dancers got lazy at a point to where they did take class because they knew they were gonna learn, but instead of taking their movement and thinking like, because when I take class, I go like this. Okay, he or her put her hand up.
yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, what they do, how'd they do it,
Yeah. Why they did
what
it.
is doing, are they hitting, what are they doing while
Yeah.
they're doing it, and then I take that concept. And then I take that concept and
Plug.
I move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
You
nowadays,
formulate it to you.
yeah. So it's like, okay, if she did this here, I
Yeah.
can do this over here.
Yeah. That same
Hence
idea.
how he got his name.
Concept.
But now it's like dancers got so lazy to the point where it's like, okay, they did this in their next choreo, they're gonna do this in a different count.
Pretty much.
what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
It's like it's a
you do see a lot of the same. Like
People
I don't know.
Recycled ass shit. Yeah.
people
I don't
choreography is
know.
like, okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
People who make a different piece would be like, okay, same moves, but it'll be 2, 1, 3, 4.
Yeah.
2, 2, whatever.
And we'll just
whatever.
spread it out this way, and our triangle will be
It's the
another
same
triangle.
fucking shit. Like to
It
me,
is.
if you don't flip it, you're basically copying the hell out of
Yeah.
it. You're biting it.
And it
You
kind of
gotta flip
it
it.
kind of sucks because when you do watch those shows, like it's hard to discern like the difference between the groups sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's not being mean. It's just like, man. But this is funny because this is the same issue that groups used to run into back in the days. Like when we go to comps, and we'd be like, people would wonder like, how did you guys win when they see other groups like they're so clean and shit like that? And we're just like, if you look at the whole show, tell me what you'll remember. And a lot of it would be that group that just didn't look the same.
Yeah.
And that's all what it is,
Exactly
really.
what it is.
And I think that, and like I said, these things happen. Like it's up and down. Like sometimes LA will be heavy in their shit, and then the Northern California section will just really not be doing their thing.
Yeah.
And maybe now it's kind of like turning it's turning again.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a new thing on the horizon, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's all trendy. It's all trendy too.
It is.
It's like, but I mean, a lot of people hate that kind of stuff. But it's like, I mean, what?
It's still entertaining.
You guys had like Cabbage Patch or some shit. I don't know. Is
This
that too
motherfucker
old?
just called me hella old.
Is that too
The
old?
podcast is over. This motherfucker said the Cabbage
too
Patch is in our era.
What?
Is it the Cabbage Patch?
No, we
Have a cross colors jacket too.
Damn, son.
I'm never coming back.
We'll
to
say
it.
parachute pants. Parachute
Cross-colors.
pants, the original parachute pants.
I don't know, but you, know what I mean? You
Cross-color.
guys had your party moves.
Yeah.
And now we have our party moves. A lot of people complain and shit, but
I do all the party moves.
you
Yeah.
can't really get mad at that. I love the party moves.
It's fun. That's what we were talking about the last pod. It's like if you can't dance at a party, you can't dance.
Yeah.
Like straight
Exactly.
up. You
Exactly.
choreo all day. Look, man, you could give me fucking 55 8 counts and an 8 count, but if you can just get down and groove and have a good time, smile, drink a 40, whatever, do the whole 9, then you get down.
Yeah.
That's it. That's at the end of the day. If you can't dance with your family members or you can't dance with homies, just like, you know, dance upon a girl,
Just
like,
bounce, yeah.
what are you doing then?
I
'Cause
went to a club. I must have seen a dude dancing with a girl, and he was just like tutting.
that don't make sense.
His foot was just like
Just
this.
building houses with his fingers.
I
Like,
was
let
like,
me.
what the fuck? man?
Yeah, like let me get a seat and let me show you these.
Like, yeah. Oh,
You
shit.
know,
They be doing
And
that
don't get me wrong, that's
shit.
just dope
Oh,
though.
shit.
Don't get me wrong, I like this is really entertaining
They
to
be
me.
doing that shit.
But you can't be like, yo, girl, what's good? Let me show you this.
people pay
triangle.
for that shit.
Like DJ
Okay.
tried to teach me that shit, and I was like, my arm doesn't even bend like that.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even
how
know
does that?
It's dope
like-
though. It's dope.
Like,
It's
how's that
dope,
work?
but
How's it
there just
work?
has to be another. I think that could really, you know, shift into something really cool.
Yeah, and it's a difference. It's like a lot of
It
people take that to where, okay, I could do a party dance. Like the nene was big for a minute, right?
Yeah.
But there's a difference though. If you do the nene like at a party and stuff, if that's a part of your natural groove, then it's fun.
Yeah.
If you do it and put it in your choreo to expect a blow up,
Oh,
it's like
and a lot of people try to do that.
it's like okay, you know what I mean? The one person I know who killed it trying to do that in something is Keita.
Oh,
And he
Keita's
fucked
killed-
it
yeah,
up.
when he did
Nobody
that
in
shit.
Sacramento can ever
But
do
the
the
funny
nene
thing-
ever again.
The funny thing is when people use that song, they do Kita's Nene.
Yeah,
they
Keita's
do
Nene.
this.
Yes.
And then they
and then
nene.
break it down. Yeah.
That's nuts.
And it's like,
it's a move now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But that's how dancing is. Like these things kind of just happen, and then they add to the circle of this whole whatever we want to call hip hop.
Vocabulary,
Yeah,
yeah.
vocab.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I mean, it's always going to be that give and take thing, but that's dance for your ass. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
dude.
saying?
That's why
It's
I
so
love
crazy.
it too.
Yeah.
Sacramento though has had its own steez since I think
Oh, since the beginning of time to
The
me,
beginning,
man.
Yeah.
I'll take that shit back to Super Mega, my
Hell
childhood
yeah.
days, and
Like
I'm
we were
like,
talking about earlier about the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah,
how
Super Bowl.
Phil did
Oh, they were all in that shit.
how Phil choreographed that
Mikey.
and how everybody lost their
Mike,
shit.
Concrete, yep.
Yeah,
Holliday.
how everybody lost their shit over that. But that's
Been
the
happening
shit
the whole time.
that Boogie's been doing.
Even that, just that,
Our
it's a
generation- that
Sacramento
Sacramento's-
vibe,
yeah, it's
where
a-
we take it down like a couple notches, and we like to like chill and like live in the beat
Yeah.
and like just dance.
Not
That's
50
my opinion.
That whole piece was hella boogie too.
Dude, it was just dope. It wasn't even boogie. It was more reminiscent of just like a style that's very specific to Phil himself, you know,
okay,
and then
yeah.
also to just like the vibe, because I think every group has taken that kind of just idea of just like getting down. Like that's my opinion, because I look at like a team like yours, I look at like a team like Press Play, Boogie, like some of the people around, and it's all reminiscent of this overall Sacramento vibe of like,
Yeah.
we just get down to our own thing. Like we do our own shit here. Like whatever the Bay does, whatever LA does, whatever SD does
Yeah.
is what they do. But in SAC, we do our own
We got
shit.
our own thing.
And it's all different too, which is super cool for all you guys. So
And
big
we-
ups
we-
to
yeah.
the future of dance in your hands and the other people that have leading the way. Like
real.
I am excited for all you bitches.
Yeah.
Holla.
We had
So what's up, Paul?
attitude.
What else you into, man? You obviously are a dancer, but I mean, what else you into? What else you follow? What are you hot? What are you hot on? Like, what are you big on? How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao talking?
I'm gonna keep it real. I
Talk-
mean, I
talking
watch
about-
boxing or whatever. Dancing is pretty much
Everything
I
that
like,
you do.
especially maybe the last 2 years. I've just fully invested in it, like fully
could tell.
committed to dance.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Is all? Do you have a job? Is this all you do?
Right. Well, okay. So I just got let go of my job maybe at the end of last year. From then, I made that decision to where I was like, I think I'm gonna just fully commit. I'm gonna make Legends of the Making actual business.
Nice.
Dope.
I'm gonna make this happen.
Sick.
And I thought of it as where I don't need to be a famous dancer to make money off dance.
No, you don't.
So I stepped on the other side and was like, okay, I'm going to facilitate dance.
Boom.
And, like she had this conversation, Kayla had this conversation with me, and she was like, are you ever going to miss, dancing and stuff like that? And I was thinking about it like, it's kind of a win-win. I get to invite all my favorite dancers in.
Yeah. You get to give.
And I get to session with them.
Exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't need to be, the YouTube guy yet.
Yeah, you don't need to be the superstar, but you get to put other people on that you're fans of.
And you still get to dance.
And rock with you, yeah. And on top of that, you're also providing another opportunity for the next Paul or the next whatever dancer that needs that opportunity to shine. Yeah, and instead of you standing in the light, you're like, yo, I have an event tailor fitted for your ass. Like, come through.
And it's a career.
Yeah.
Like, I can comfortably live.
Nice.
I went through a lot of jobs, and I was just like, I'm going through that decision right now, actually, where it's like, should I get another full time? Should I do this again? I'm fucking struggling. Shit. You got 50 cents for this Happy Meal.
The struggle's real, man.
But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like when I see these people at my event, it's like
priceless.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and I could take home some of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Like,
and then rightfully so. Like, look, there's nothing wrong with like making a living off of doing something you love doing. Yeah. As long as it's not on slaving on the backs of people, which obviously you're not doing. Like, what you're doing really is setting, a place where people could really just do the shit that they love to do. Yeah. And because no one's doing it, so it's like it makes sense.
And every time I bring out different dancers, different people, I make sure like, I'm big on artist rates.
Yeah.
I keep that up front. I'm like, what do you get paid?
Yeah.
Because
let me get close.
That's what I want to. Let
me find you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I want to give you
fair value.
What I could do.
Yeah.
And the last 3 events, I've gained networks with so many different people because it's like I never once fucked them over. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, but I have this extra.
But that's what happens when you. That's what happens when you get into that realm sometimes, and people want to take advantage of talented people.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like, well, I'm the one throwing the show, and I don't have to pay them out because they're not getting opportunities. Like,
yeah, dude, it's paying off judges and shit.
Yeah, So I mean, I think you're doing a great thing. Like I said, like I hope that you're able to find a lot more success in it, and hopefully you don't have to return to like the everyday life.
Yeah.
I really hope that for you because I think to somebody like myself or anybody else out there listening, like who is an aspiring dancer or anybody that's aspiring artist or aspiring fucking choke artist, like you want to see other people, thrive in that because that kind of gives motivation. I mean, to me, like I'm like, yo, you're doing it. I'm like, dude, then everybody could do it in their own way, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
So like I said, for you to really trek that and try to do that is like.
Yeah, I was just talking to my boy Animal, and I was telling him about the stuff lately that's been happening. Just basic struggle. You know what I mean? And it's getting a little harder. And I was talking to him because we're trying to find a spot together to live at. And I told this whole story like what just happened, and he was just like, "You ever hear those people who talk during their own shit?" And they tell you what happened, that's going to be that story.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right.
That's true.
People always talk about this shit. Maybe this is what's happening.
That's what I'm saying, though. Because everybody else that's not in that vibe that you're doing, they're not thinking about wanting to do the shit they want to do.
Yeah.
They're just worried about, like, well, I just need to make sure I get this paycheck, and I'm going to buy these things. Because, you ask people like, oh, what do you like doing? Well, I love doing this, but, my job, I can't really do it.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing that. I wish I could do that, but I can't. And it's like, why can't you? Oh, because, my job, like, it's really good.
I'm so tired.
401k's killer. Like, I only have weekends to do it. And I get it. Like, I'm almost in the same boat. I ain't going to lie. Like, I'm still struggling to get to that point. But something like this where after I get off work, like, okay, I'm going to commit to this. Yeah. Like, this is a step in the right direction. And then... before you know it, my hope is like I'll be just spending my days going to your events or, with Deeks, like trying to, find him, Peyton. I'm trying to choke his ass out like at a jiu-jitsu tournament or see him perform. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is things like I hope my days are filled just fucking with people that are doing the same shit. So it leads me on to want to continue that struggle. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I commend you for doing that, man, because there's not a lot of people willing to take the risk on themselves and their talent to try to, further that venture. So.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Like, that's huge, man.
It really is. It really is. We talked about it before. There's not a lot, especially your generation. Like, my generation already done fucked up because there's not a lot of us that are doing what you're doing. If there was, there would have been hella more jams. There would have been hella more shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for you to sacrifice a lot of shit to do this for future, current, and present generations, that's dope.
Thank you.
That's really dope.
Yeah, I hope inspiring for everybody else
Appreciate it.
out there that has an inclination on wanting to do something or on the fence about wanting to pursue something. Living proof right here. We got, Paul G Koncept out here, like, dancer turned promoter / who knows what's going to happen forward. But really, like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm saying, man, it's weird to you because you're like, well, I don't know, man. I want to take a risk on myself. And you're struggling there right now. But like you said, these are the kind of things that will be talked about in your biography or when you're sitting down like me talking to younger generation, like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel you. Like, here's what you do. If it's true in your heart, follow it. Like, it sounds so cliche, but the reason why it's cliche because the motherfuckers that really follow it, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
And
Trust
why would
me.
you ignore something you're actually pretty good at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are just crazy at what they do.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, but it doesn't pay. It's just a dream. It's like an NBA player. Whatever.
Yeah, they always try to give an excuse. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
People be getting famous off stupid shit.
Yeah.
The guy got, what? Sponsored for by Vans, saying "Damn Daniel."
Damn, Daniel.
He got a lifetime supply of Vans.
That's true.
For that
And then his
shit.
homie got a surfboard.
And it's a fucking surfboard.
What kind of shit?
Hey.
The guy who says "Damn Daniel" got a surfboard,
Like-
and then the guy who was
But nobody
being
knows who that
recorded
is.
got
Yeah.
a lifetime supply of
What the
Vans.
hell?
But that's what I'm saying. This day and age, there's no excuse, man.
crazy.
You can put your shit out there. You can promote it yourself. There's all these social media types. Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to throw jam or you wanted to do something, Google the motherfucker. And then, oh, well, no one's ever
Figure
going to
it
see
out.
it. Get an IG, get a Facebook,
Yeah.
and then people will see it.
Yeah.
Well, how come no one's not seeing it? That's where you got to stay consistent with it. That's where you have to
Exactly.
continue to improve. That's what we're trying to do.
For
We're all in the
this.
same boat. That's why I'm
You know
glad
what I
you
mean?
came on, man, because you're, essentially in the same boat where you're trying to make something happen about something that you're passionate about.
You're about to be the cross one for this genre of dance.
Ooh, that's
Cross
huge.
one?
Yeah.
Cross one is like one of the major heads for like where b-boying
Yeah.
is now. He was one of the few guys that were actually throwing b-boy
jams,
events.
like
wow.
out of his own pocket.
Yeah, like
there was,
Freestyle Session, Mighty Four,
Oh, word.
like some of the
yeah.
first joints. Cross
Yeah.
one was like a
Him and
older
Paulski,
gentleman. Yeah,
yeah.
Paulski. Cross one were like one of the first.
Yeah. He was basically in your position. He was a b-boy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sacrificed b-boying
To put others on.
to put others on. Started throwing all these events. He went from like Out for Fame,
Out for Fame.
Oh,
Mighty
shit.
Four,
Mighty Four.
Yeah.
and then Freestyle Session,
Freestyle
where it was
Sesh.
like basically like
That's
Out
the
for
one that
Fame
blew up.
and Mighty Four
Yeah.
were the qualifiers for Freestyle Session.
Yep.
And then Freestyle Session, I think he has a part of BC One.
Yep.
Like
He's
that-
actually an announcer for BC One, like
Yeah.
a color
Oh,
commentator
shit.
now.
yeah. So he's
Oh, nice.
He's-
So, but people forget, like, yo, he's the one that started because those are the only tapes being passed around. Everybody was like,
yeah.
oh, I need to
Before
see
you
Out for
go,
Fame, Mighty
yeah.
Four. Like, yo, I used to watch a lot of them shit too.
You go into Get a Clue before when it was in the mall,
Mm-hmm.
and then there'd be VHSs, Mighty
VHS
Four,
tapes.
Out for
What?
Fame, and that's how I got put on to a lot of like the current b-boys.
Yeah.
Is because of that.
All the
shit.
b-boys that are killing it today were on those motherfucking tapes.
like little kid, like just
yeah.
They're younger.
Yeah.
it's like Super Crew.
That's tight.
Yeah, a lot
when
of
it was
Super
just
Crew
like
cats.
Knuckleheads,
Yeah,
Battle Monkeys,
Knucklehead Zoo, Battle Monkeys,
yeah, fucking LA Breakers,
LA Breakers,
That's tight.
Yeah, it was
Flex
crazy.
Flav,
Yeah, Flex
Yeah.
Flav,
Rock
Yep.
Force.
Wow.
dope. So
Dang.
I could see you being the cross one for this, and I'm not gonna say I guess genre because you said you're open to
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
So if b-boys want to come, ballet dancers want to come.
I think
you
it
know,
could be
it's
something
open.
really big, man. The way I see it, like I kind of described it, I was like, this shit looks like UFC 1.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Because
events for this.
Yeah, you don't have a specific one style. It's just a lot of people bringing different styles.
Yeah.
That's like UFC 1. Like, yo, karate dude, kickboxing dude, boxing dude. You're like, I don't know how this shit's going to play out,
Yeah.
but there's a certain type of energy, and that's what I like.
And the judging works. All 5 categories. There's
Exactly.
nothing that has to do with any style.
But
Yeah.
if you
There's a
had to,
technique for every
if you had
style,
to
you know what I
predict,
mean?
if you had to predict what this shit looks like, say in 5 years, if it goes strong, you're gonna have cats that do like everything, and that'll be dope. Because say this, like the modern UFC fighter now is like, oh, I got jiu-jitsu, I got ground game, I got kick, I got everything, and then they start to look into. Now it's like the opposite, where the base for a fighter is like everything. Then they start to dabble into specialties.
Yeah.
So now you'll see the ultimate dancer be like, I'm trying to work on that like hyper feet or
Like
something.
light feet.
Or light feet.
hyper feet.
Yeah.
Hyper-
like light feet, or I'm
hyper
working
speed,
on like
light-
crump or some shit that, and I think that's what it's leading towards, because if you're a freestyler, and how do you become a good freestyler? Well, these are the dopest dancers, and they'll probably start a la carting it. Like, well, I like how he does this. And now the basis for just a freestyle dancer's this high. And it's going to be dope because you know, if you ever watch UFC 1 to UFC, you know, 189 that's happening or something like that.
Conor McGregor.
It's two different things. Conor McGregor's like, I'm the all-encompassing fighter. Like, I could get on the ground, I could kick you in the face, I could punch you, I got timing, I got speed. In UFC 1, all you saw was like, all right, there's a guy in jiu-jitsu uniform that'll strangle people, and there's a guy that looks really buff. He'll probably win because he's buff. Like, you kind of take away all that. So I think the evolution, if you continue to do this, may actually get to that point where you're helping the modern-day dancer to just be all-encompassing. Because that's all what it really matters at the end of the day. It's like, it's for everybody. So it does help you to learn every single style.
Yeah, and it's like, to me, when people try to get into different styles, I strongly believe you got to fully emerge into that style before you could say you do it.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
you got to immerse yourself in it. Meet the characters, know what's up.
Yeah, the whole argument last year was the whole term all style.
Yeah.
All styler, all style, whatever.
Yeah.
To me, honestly, I'm like, you can't really
claim
call yourself that until you learned everything.
Yeah, unless you're not rocking with
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I forgot where I heard this, but there was an OG talking in, I forgot what city. I think it was somewhere in the Bay, and he was just like talking about all style, and he kind of put it in perspective. It was like, oh, you guys call it all style. It was just freestyle back then. That's what we call it.
Yeah, freestyle.
And it's just with freestyle, it's just free movement.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it goes back to some weird like, yeah.
Like, there we go. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like,
yeah.
But all this other stuff where it's like, oh, I could do a wrist roll to a 6-step.
But don't you think? But that's what I'm saying. Now
like,
with technology, you're kind of like, it is a kind of a interesting thing, because say for the dancer that's from a place where he's not near a studio or not near anything, his only outlet is videos.
Yeah.
So that's something to account for. Something that you never had to account for before. Like, you have way more exposure now. So it does suck to tell somebody like, well, you need to learn that shit from the OG. You need to do this. Well, it's like, well, I watched this video like about 4,000 times, and I practice it in my mirror all the time. Like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? So you do kind of run into a weird medium where, is that validated? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I learned off a lot of videos too. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I remember watching like, you know, Dangerous Image, Rock Force, like, you know, Super Mech. I used to be like, oh, I know all these routines, but I do it in my own way and try to learn it looking at the TV and like, okay, is my hand right? Just because I was obsessed with something about it. And so when I actually was able to learn, it was like a really cool experience. But, you know, like I said, I'm curious to know where it goes. Like, I'd love to see where, you know, your tournament goes and how dancers develop and how people take it in. And I think you're approaching it the right way, man.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully. I cannot wait. Like, I just want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Because it's just a new idea. There's not really any big jams going on right now.
Nothing.
So it's kind of perfect timing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully, you know, because the next other person who throws big jams is Fatso.
Yeah.
He does Sacramento Underground. So, you know, if he comes out with one this year, maybe we'll connect. You know, it's not that
I think it would be
serious.
dope because Sacktown Underground is more of like a b-boy event.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool
Crossing
if you
worlds.
guys were able to
exactly
to connect like that, and you know, bring both worlds
Bring them together.
Yeah.
Because I think both schools have curiosity in both worlds.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you see b-boys doing choreography, you see b-boys wanting to get in a movement, vice versa. You see people that freestyle or people that do choreo, like, well, I want to kind of do that too.
Yeah, and there's that barrier too in SAC, because it's like, it's hard to judge a SAC freestyler to a SAC b-boy.
True.
Yeah.
Because SAC b-boy's got dope sets.
Yes.
But a SAC freestyle can go for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that'll just in the mind's natural state, it's like you get kind of like, oh, he went longer. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I understand that, oh, that b-boy might have just gone off. I'm like, dude, you didn't see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's that barrier that I want to cross personally, but it's hard because
You
it's
can't
just two
judge them the
different ass
same.
worlds.
Yeah, you can't judge
You know
them the
what I
same.
mean?
I say if it does happen, you keep the b-boys doing their thing.
Yeah.
B-boys against b-boys, and then, you know, do whatever you have
I
to
had
do.
this idea. I hope nobody bites me on this one. But
Oh, don't even say it then. Someone's about to take it. I won't even say it. Someone's
Say it
about
off
to take
camera.
it. Yeah, say it off
Say
camera.
it off camera
I'll say
so
it
we
later.
could take it.
Because
I mean,
we have like 3 viewers, but that one of them 3 viewers be like, I'm about to
But
do
yeah, I
that.
had
In
an
Germany
idea
and shit.
Yeah.
of a jam that, long story short, blindsided dancers to partner up with a b-boy.
Ooh.
So
Enough.
yeah,
This is in Germany already. It just happened
Yeah.
already. I don't know how.
for real. Fuck,
See,
dude.
that's what I'm saying.
That's a dope ass.
You know, outside of other
concept.
countries, they get funded by their government for this shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where America
What
fucked
the
up.
Fuck.
Hey man, It's crazy.
We over
The
here
shit
gotta
you
find
learn
rich
about
Damn.
motherfuckers outside. No, seriously.
They get
That's
funded by the
crazy, for
government.
real?
No, like
And
Korea,
during events
China,
like,
all them. Yeah.
like G1 Arena.
Yeah, Germany,
like,
01.
Sleep Train Arena full.
Yeah. Like
Damn.
they'll
For-
fund that.
for
Yeah.
a circle about this big. Talking about two people battling and
How do you feel about it? The things you've been over here just kind of listening? Like,
Yeah.
Paul, like, what do you see in here? Like, what's your perspective on, like, everything you've heard? This is
That's
like a whole
sick.
new world to
Yeah,
you.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? What do you see with similarities or, like, fascinations, revelations? Like, what do you think?
It's crazy because everybody we've had on is like Sacramento based
Yeah.
dancer, so it's like
And it's like a weird subculture that you've never been
like
into.
being in Sacramento. It's like I never was really around this.
Like,
Of
where
course.
was I?
Yeah. Well, I knew. Well, Kibori
Yeah.
was a big.
Of course.
Gerald.
You saw, like, a glimpse into the
Yeah,
world.
I saw a
of, like,
glimpse of
yeah.
him, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Damn, that's sick." Like,
But that's what
he's
I'm saying. This
going
is
to
like what
Japan.
Paul's doing is kind of like.
But getting
off of
deep
that,
deep
yeah.
into it is like, damn, that is crazy. Like, it's just now starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like battles and shows.
Yeah.
and it's like, why is there only a few of these, handful of these going on?
That's a good question.
Which is crazy. But there's
Yeah.
like so many other things going on. There's
And there's hella dancers in
there's
Sacramento.
sport. Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
wants to do it though.
it's a lot of it. To me personally, I just feel like not a lot of people like to fuck with other people.
Yeah.
Like
What?
point blank period. Like
Yeah.
it's like I threw an event thinking I don't need anyone else's support right now.
Of course.
Because in this city at this moment, you got to show something first.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then people
show
be
and prove, and then
"Oh,
people fuck
shit,
with you."
remember
That's
me?"
kind of
Like,
that kind of is how I feel like Sacramento is.
But it was.
well, I mean, I'm only from Sacramento.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
other
So
places-
it is, but looking forward now, maybe it can change. The paradigm
Yeah,
can
no,
shift. Because when we
definitely.
had Sushi on, like, and
That's
we were
the
talking to
homie.
Cav, they're like, that whole music situation is kind of
Yeah.
taking a different turn now.
It's turning.
Yeah,
people
where they're
are
like,
coming-
instead of being
people are coming
separated,
back. Like,
yeah,
hey,
they're
I'm
just
from
like,
Sacramento.
nah, we're trying to roll up together.
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm down for Sushi for life, man.
No.
I was in one of his first music videos with
I remember that.
See,
Yeah.
there you go.
I told him anytime you need a dancer, bro.
But see, that's where you
Got
start to
you.
see this, like, I will, like, rock with you. And it's just
Yeah.
more or less trying to change the mindset of just anybody coming up in SAC. Because, I think the thinking is, oh, man, I'm not going to fuck with him until he's doing shit.
type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you trying to come up, like, bring that fool down. Now it's like, since, cats like you were in charge, or there's a different, like, wave of talent, maybe changing the mindset is the thing. And I think that this can be, the starting point at least.
Yeah.
Because that's
No,
what we're
that
trying to
would be-
do
that would be
anyways, just to kind of
excellent.
get people on and just, like, plug your shit.
Hell yeah.
And hopefully at some point we could all kind of see each other crossing paths where it just becomes a creative, like, melting pot. And, like, we support each other's shit regardless if I'm in the circle or not. Like, just to be there, to show support and let people know, like, Sacramento does, like, huge things. And to inspire a generation that is ours and behind us going forward,
Yeah.
I think is key, because that mindset, it will kill you.
Yeah.
Where it'll force people to want to leave SAC, to think like, I can never do anything in SAC. But I got my boy David, like, yo, we're in his studio right
Yeah.
now. And he could have
Tight.
easily moved somewhere else. And he's like, nah, Sacramento's home.
Hell yeah.
I'm here.
Hell yeah.
And, Sushi reiterated that. James Cavern out here, like, a lot of the talent out here decided, or, has made a large commitment to want to stay at least.
Yeah, it's
and
home, man.
and be like, yo, like, let's build something new here.
And keep it real, I had the same mentality. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I'm about to just do me. I don't give a fuck with nobody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But at a point, I was like, to an extent, you have to give a fuck about some people.
You do.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not that.
You can't do it by yourself, man.
Yeah.
That's
and-
the thing.
and-
Is as much as it makes sense, I think maybe starting off at first.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's kind of like, all right, let's share this with the world.
Yeah.
Because I think what you're doing for it is right. And if anybody is truly against it, that's some fucking bullshit to
Yeah.
me. Because I'm like, how you not going to be down
the
for
way-
someone that's willing to just put other people on
Yeah.
and provide an opportunity?
And the way I'm doing it, it's like here.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, because a lot of the things that happen, like what I said before, it's like nobody would get into it because it's like, oh, this is an idea.
Yeah.
I've heard billions of ideas in SAC that never popped off.
Yeah.
And
Hell
they
yeah.
were dope ideas.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like
they just
now
sit
I'm
pretty.
just like, I'm quiet. Out of nowhere, I'm like, here.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, shit, let's support this shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's dope, man.
So that's where my mind was at. Like, you know what? Nobody needs to know yet until it's like.
Yeah, until you're
a
ready to put it out
product.
there. There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? So you guys should go live at my event.
I was
Can you
just
do
about
that?
to bring that shit up. We should go live.
We might plug your shit, Paul. We
I'll
had
take
time,
whoever.
but I mean, let people know where they can find you. Let people know. Plug your own things.
Right.
Shouts out.
Concept clothing.
Concept.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming out soon.
There you go.
Concept _GDFLAS on Instagram. or Koncept Clothing, and that's Koncept with a K.
Ooh,
Or just
deep.
GDFLAS on Instagram for my crew.
boom.
We will dance for a wedding or something. No, I don't know.
Cotillions, weddings,
We will-
you know, cat
we will-
birthdays.
We'll smoke
dog
your
birthdays.
wedding party.
Yeah.
For real.
We'll battle the bride and groom.
Yeah. Shouts out to who you want to shout out to.
I want to shout out my crew, obviously, Mafia. My girlfriend, she's here.
Boom.
KJ, she got her thing going on, Common Groove. It's at
Ooh.
Boys and Girls Club
Ooh.
every
Dope.
Friday.
Find it.
So if you're 18 and under, 17 and under. 18 and under.
18
you can
and
come
under.
through session with
Common
her.
Groove, Boys and Girls
Common
Club.
Groove, Boys and Girls Club on G Street.
On
not
G
the Lemon
Street.
Hill one, yeah.
Okay.
Who else? The people helping me, LITM.
Nice.
My team, Maria, she helps me out. She's a nonprofit at the Fruit Ridge Elementary,
Sick.
and she opens up that spot. She helps me book it for
Nice.
my events.
Nice. So when's the event again? So you can tell people, everybody that wants to, come check it out, give support.
April 23rd this
April
year.
23rd.
It's the qualifiers for Vegas.
Nice.
We have 9 league matchups that day, and it's just a 2-on-2 tournament. If anyone wants to vend, hit me up.
Come get it.
We're gonna talk right now about this live.
Yo, that's real.
About this live.
Holla.
shit, yeah.
Holla. What's up, P? Where you at?
Same.
Ditto.
I'm Revac. You know what to do. Don't follow me. Don't do anything. Wait for me. I'll be
Don't
out there.
follow.
That's just him.
Deeks,
Follow
where
me.
you at? Lycee Master.
I'm
where you at?
the opposite of exactly what they said.
He's gonna be
Deeks-
doing shit.
Yeah, Deeks is gonna be
Yeah.
doing shit. I ain't doing nothing.
I gotta go do my taxes and shit tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh,
I'm a
Oh,
grown
damn.
taxes.
Is
yeah.
Texas due tomorrow?
No, mine. I'm gonna go do mine tomorrow.
Oh, I don't even know how that works. You know how taxes work? Shut the fuck up. You don't know. You know anything about taxes, Chinese
I
man?
Google it.
Yeah, exactly.
Google
I
it.
No
bring,
shit.
I bring
TurboTax.
my shit somewhere.
Hey, you can
That's
just
why I
take
see.
pictures
Turbos know
now.
that.
I just take a picture of it. Dude.
We've
And what? Throw it on Instagram? Like, what do you do? Just
Nah,
that shit on
just-
IG, like, yo, tax bitch.
You
as
tag
long as I don't. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody do my taxes for me.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. People find us. You know what I'm saying? But, Paul, thank you again for being on, man.
guys, I appreciate
You
it.
will be on again shortly. Everybody, find Paul. Fuck with them good fellas
My
out there.
dance knowledge is about to be insane. I'm
Oh,
about to be
bruh.
walking
Yo, this
around.
will really want to. He want to get down though a little
And I'm
bit.
about to be like, hey, you were in this evolution of dance? Yeah.
Tuesdays
I
and
was.
Thursdays,
Yeah.
man.
Me,
I was
Paul,
part
go
of
back.
it.
Me,
I was
Rich,
part
go
of the
back.
talk.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Step 1 too. Step 1
Hey,
Dance Studio.
Step 1 Dance
Step
Studio.
one.
You know what it is.
Mary.
Pepper
Pepper
Vaughn.
Vaughn, Mary.
No, we'll put you on game. This is your only introduction to the dance world, but hey,
Yeah.
man, it's cats like these that make it
Yeah.
happen. So
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. Or to whoever we out of here, holla. Thank you, Paul
Hey.
G.
All right, guys.
We out. Thank you.
Peace.